Good, happy Saturday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday evening, so let's begin. First up, let's begin with your COVID-19 updates. Coronavirus in New Hampshire, updated data and information. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 7,620 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 6,431,885 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 434 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 720 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 663 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this current map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 46. Let's take a look at this current total map of total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 1974. And now let's take a look at this chart here. Let's start with the three charts here. Let's start with the first chart right here. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalizations. And let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases. In the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalizations. Red, deaths, and blue recovered. And let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases. Female and male of cases. And risk information. And let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms are fever, lack of smell, cough, difficult breathing, chills, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Crews search Lake Massapequa for missing fisherman. Crews searched in and around Lake Massapequa on Saturday for an 83-year-old fisherman who was reported missing Friday night. The man, who is from Massachusetts, set out on his canoe to go fishing Friday morning, said Fish and Game Sergeant Jeff. His wife reported him missing when he didn't return home in the evening. The canoe was found right side up with all the equipment still in it. Just the man was missing from the canoe, Fish and Game Sergeant Jeff said. The man's vehicle was also found at the boat launch at Claire's Landing. At this point, we are still searching the shoreline, hoping the individual was able to get out, and we will be conducting searches in the water just in case that's what happened. If he went in and didn't get out, New Hampshire Fish and Game Sergeant said Saturday morning. A helicopter searched the area Friday night, and a dive team was called in Saturday. The Fish and Game Sergeant Jeff said foul play is not suspected. Missing African Serval found safe, Merrimack police say. Exotic cat was trapped near its home. Take a look at the photo of the exotic cat. This exotic cat went missing earlier in the week, and now he has been found safe. A missing African Serval has been safely reunited with its owner, according to Merrimack police. According to a post on the Merrimack Police Department's Facebook page, the exotic cat was trapped near its home. It is said to be in good health and has been reunited with its owner. The exotic family pet, who is named Spartacus, went missing from a home on Presley Road in Merrimack on Wednesday. The cat, which is legally owned and permitted through New Hampshire Fish and Game, is 4 years old and weighs 40 pounds. Nantucket schools all remote through end of month due to recent coronavirus surge. All students in Nantucket public schools will be learning completely remotely through the end of the month after a recent surge in coronavirus cases on the Massachusetts island, according to officials. In a statement, Dawn said, the chair of the Nantucket Select Board, said that 14 new COVID-19 cases were reported over the course of Wednesday and Thursday, bringing the total number of cases to 77. Dawn said that if it is the highest number of cases that Nantucket has seen so far in a short period of time, and that the island can expect to see the number of cases grow over the next 10 to 14 days. According to Dawn, contract tracing results show that the surge is believed to be evidence of community spread of the coronavirus. As a result of Nantucket schools will be 100% remote through September 30th, a return to hybrid in-person learning is tentative scheduled for October 1st. In a joint statement, Nantucket Health and Human Services Director and Nantucket Cottage Hospital President and CEO said that 12 of the 14 new COVID-19 patients are Nantucket residents, and that the majority of them work in trades, including landscaping, construction, carpentry, painting, and cleaning, who have been sharing rides to work. Any residents who are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms are urged to get tested at Nantucket Cottage Hospital drive-through testing site. Anyone who has been in close contact with a confirmed case being within 6 feet of the person for more than 15 minutes are also encouraged to get tested at the hospital. All other asymptomatic residents need to make an appointment in order to be tested at the drive-through site. It is critical that this community spread of the virus be contained so that our high-risk population stays safe and our hospitals does not become overwhelmed, reads the joint statement from both directors. In addition, Tom Navarre's park and possible other town parks and playing fields will be closed from dusk to dawn. Police officers will be actively patrolling those areas and request that people who are there at prohibited times to leave the area. The town also will be performing health inspections and visits to various known gathering locations, including private venues, as well as increasing the measures to residents about the importance of containing proper safety and protocol. In her statement, Dawn urges residents to wear face coverings in public, frequent hand wash, and maintain proper social distancing and avoid large gatherings. If we want to stop the spread of the virus, we cannot do these things as we would normally do them, reads Dawn's statement. We have to limit contact with people we do not live with, and we have to limit the number of people at gatherings for a little longer. Right now, we need to stem in commitment. It's hard. The consequences are worse. We have seen too many illegal gatherings in certain public places. The lax behavior of few people has caused restrictions due to this current surge. Dawn said the town emergency operations team will be holding daily meetings for at least the next 1 to 2 weeks. The Nantucket Select Board and the Nantucket Board of Health will be holding joint emergency meetings at 10 a.m. Monday, September 14th, to discuss the potential for renewed restrictions for those industries that have seen an increase in cases, such as landscaping, construction, and other trades. Maine CDC reports 1 new coronavirus-related death and 42 new cases. Biden-Pence meet victims' families at 9/11 memorials. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
All of this playing out as this nation marks 9/11, it is hard to believe it's been 19 years now. President Trump and Joe Biden putting the campaign aside to pay tribute. President Trump and the First Lady observing a moment of silence on Air Force One on their way to the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Joe Biden and his wife Jill at the 9/11 Memorial here in New York. Biden greeting Vice President Mike Pence, both in masks, touching elbows, another reminder of a somber anniversary playing out in another extraordinary time for this country. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce tonight.
As the nation marks 19 years since 9/11 and the nearly 3,000 lives lost, it does so during another national emergency, a pandemic. Nearly 200,000 Americans now dead. And in the middle of a consequential presidential election, millions of Americans out of work. Today, President Trump and his opponent Joe Biden, aware of the gravity of this day.
We mourn deeply for the nearly 3,000 precious and beautiful souls who were taken.
I'm not going to talk about anything other than 9/11. We took all our advertising down. It's a solemn day, and that's how we're going to keep it. Okay?
At Ground Zero, Joe Biden meeting with victims' families, consoling this mother who lost her son.
It never goes away.
And crossing paths with Vice President Mike Pence, the rivals bumping elbows and greeting, both wearing masks. At the same time, President Trump on his way to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, pausing on Air Force One for a moment of silence. On the ground, he honored the passengers who so bravely fought back on hijacked Flight 93.
Our sacred task, our righteous duty, and our solemn pledge is to carry forward the noble legacy of the brave souls who gave their lives for us, 19 years ago.
As Trump headed back to Washington, Biden was arriving in Shanksville, laying a wreath at the memorial and meeting with family members of those killed. And stopping by the local volunteer fire department.
Hey, everybody smiling.
Politics muted today, but here in Pennsylvania, still in the background. The signs visible as we drove through this key battleground state. One Shanksville resident with this unmissable welcome for the president. And by late afternoon, Trump himself was back on Twitter, attacking Democrats.
And Mary Bruce with us live here tonight. She joins us from Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And Mary, I want to go back to those images from Ground Zero here in New York today. We saw Joe Biden there with Vice President Mike Pence greeting each other, the elbow bump. Of course, both wearing masks. And it really reflected not only the weight of this anniversary, but also the weight of this moment in the country. Both of their wives right there, too. It would appear, though, tonight, President Trump has turned back the campaign.
David, a somber day, but the president already back on Twitter. And this weekend, he will be back on the road visiting Nevada. The candidates are really ramping up their campaigning. Between the two of them next week, they will be hitting 6 battleground states. They will both be back here in Pennsylvania, both also in Minnesota. And Biden hitting the key state of Florida. David, now with just 53 days to go.
All right, Mary Bruce with us tonight on this 9/11. Mary, thank you.
Hi.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this Saturday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another broadcast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.